Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a first impressions for you. Today we have a Benchmade, and as you can read right there, it's the Grizzly Ridge. It is from the Hunt series, so kind of staying within the family line of the Crooked River, which I love. So what we're going to do is we'll quickly go over the features on this knife. I'll kind of tell you what it's got going on, then I'll give you size and weight, and then finally my overall impressions. So what have we got here? We've got S30V on a drop point blade with a bit of a recurve there. Nice flat grind. Definitely a fan of this blade. Jimping in a couple of places. One up here at the tip so that when you're doing sort of detailed work like that, you've got somewhere to go. And again, back here on the back of the spine. Let me say right now, this is probably a better discussion for the review, but I love the fact that they put the jimping here rather than that stupid jimping they were doing down here where they put jimping on the liners that is almost useless. So glad to see they've done away with that on this particular knife. Obviously, it's a thumb stud opener with an axis lock, and the axis lock works pretty nicely. Centering on this guy is pretty good. Let's see if I can show you. There you go. You can kind of check out the centering. Same with the blade grind. One of the things Benchmade has struggled with is getting that grind nice and even, and they've done a pretty good job with this one. So nice to see that. Also, the other thing I found is Benchmade action can sometimes be a little hit or miss. And once again, this one is pretty nice. So we seem to be pulling things together so far. I think we're all familiar with the axis lock, so I'm not going to say a whole lot about that. I will, however, say a lot about the handle here, or a little more. We've got full stainless steel liners with the polymer handle scales and the VersaFlex coating. So the construction on this is similar to the Boost, if you're familiar with that. It feels pretty good in hand, and I will say the VersaFlex coating definitely makes it feel better and not as cheap as the plastic handles on the Griptilian do, and lots of people have complained about that. Here's the thing that I still ask about this. Why go to the trouble of doing two processes and doing this VersaFlex when G10 would be so much nicer? Please, Benchmade, just go to G10, forget this stuff. Anyway, moving on quickly, we've got the split arrow clip, and it is reversible to left or right tip up carry. And finally, a fairly small lanyard hole that feels like maybe a bit of an afterthought. I don't love the way they did the lanyard hole. I do, however, like the bright orange standoffs matching the bright orange thumb stud. Let's grab a size and weight on this guy. It's a little smaller than I like, but I actually am pretty impressed with this. It's certainly large enough for me. It's not that I dislike it or anything like that. All right, so what do we got here? So I'm getting 7 3/4 inches on the overall length, 3 and just under a half, so 3 7/16 on the blade length. And let's close this guy up, see if I can do it with my left hand. Grab a closed length here, which is going to be, sorry, I'll try that one again. There we go, about not quite 4 7/8. All right, so just under that. Let's go ahead and get the scale here and see what we're looking at for weight. There we go. 3.77 ounces. 3.77 ounces. That's not too bad at all, is it? Okay. So now that we've kind of gone over the features, we've gone over the construction, what are my initial thoughts on this knife? Well, I'm definitely pretty impressed. I'm glad to see that it doesn't have some of the issues that Benchmades can have. Okay, we don't have blade play, we don't have a weird uneven grind, we don't have the centering, way off and out of place. Of course, I would like to see a deep carry clip on this, so I'll probably send a little note to Benchmade and see if they'll send me one out. I don't have to see if they will, I know they will. They're really good about that. Now, what do I think about the blade? Well, let me say a couple of quick things. First of all, I don't know that this needs to be in the Hunt series. I think it's a really nice EDC blade and could work really well for that. Number two, it seems like if you're going to go with the orange and all of this, why not make this available in different colors right away? Why not do like a black and blue or purple? And when you got these bright colors, it seems sort of like you're missing something in terms of customers to not offer this in a bunch of different colors, because that could be really, really cool. Maybe if this is as popular as, say, the Crooked River has been, they will do the build your own knife on the Benchmade website, but man, that gets expensive. So I'm not sure that it needs to be in orange. It would have been neat to see it in different colors. I definitely like pretty well everything about this knife. It's nice to see that they're not having the struggles that they have. The one thing I will say is the VersaFlex, or the, what do they call this? Whatever the rubberized coating is on the handle. I think I knew what it was a second ago. Whatever it is, I don't know. It can bind up on your pockets a little bit. I think I mentioned this in the Freak review. It's nice that they do away with it for this portion, but it would have been way nicer if they'd just gone with G10 throughout. So yeah, I think overall, pretty good knife. I don't have any big complaints about it. Nothing stands out as being, oh man, they really blew that. The action is nice. It feels good in hand. I do like the blade shape and the blade steel. So there you go. That's my initial impression. Obviously, I'll have much more to say in the full review. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.